phone. I know y'all have not seen me like talk to y'all distinctly. I've just been showing y'all clips of what I've been doing lately, but I'm about to go to school exactly 1 week from today. I will be starting my fall semester, so I'm trying to get as much activity done before I get hammered by school. Okay, I have 4 classes a semester. I'm gonna be hammered, so I need to, like I said, do much fun activities, enjoy my last bit of summer hoorah before semester and fall kicks in. The weather is starting to give fall, and I'm like, Savannah, slow down. I love fall weather, but I'm like still in my summertime, you know, feel like I still got a couple more summer fits I can wedge in there. You know, everybody talking about fall this, but oh my God, we get it. But damn, some of us still like summer. You know, I like every season for what they bring for each season. Yes, I have my curls back. I told you I was taking out my braids. The curls are back again. Curls back. Tell a friend, they look so good too. So I went to the library today because one of my holds were available, and it's The Compound by Aisling Raleigh. I accidentally got jelly on it from a jelly donut. I am so sad about that. You can't really see it because I did pretty good cleaning it off, but yeah, I'm excited to read this book. I'm hearing mixed, well, not really. I can't even say I heard mixed reviews. I heard one person said that they liked it and they just felt it was like kind of sick and twisted, and I'm just like, ooh, interesting. And another person said they weren't really feeling it, but I'm the type of person that I judge a book on how I feel for. I take people's, you know, what they say into account, but my decision, my final decision is my final decision. So I got this book today. Y'all, I feel like I'm weaning away from romance a little bit. I don't know, like when I was reading and like kind of like spicy, smutty, whatever you want to call it things. I don't know, when I was reading a book yesterday and I knew they was about to get freaky, and I was just kind of like, I'm not in the mood for that. I kind of don't want to read y'all getting freaky deaky right now. Like I really don't want to read that right now. I don't know what's going on, but I was just not in the mood. It's because fall is like it's not actually, fall's not even till like the end of September. I think it's the first day of fall. But anyways, I gotta read this and finish The Wedding People because they're very summery books for some. But then I'm the type of person, I really don't care about reading books based on the season. Like I will just read whatever I want when I want. I don't really read books based on the season. That's just me. Like I try to like read spooky books during like October, but if I'm not in a mood to read that, I'm not gonna force myself to read that. Or like when we want to read like Christmassy holiday books during the Christmas season. Like I said, if I'm not in the mood to read that, I'm not gonna read that. Like it just depends how I feel. If there's a book that I want to read, I don't care if it's summer book or dead of winter, I'm gonna read what the hell I want when I want to. But anyway, I got this book. I feel like I want to read this book after The Wedding People because this book is pretty short. I feel like the book that I'm going to read dead last is my other book, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soul. I feel like I'm going to read that book dead last. It's fucking long. Like, I feel like I'm going to read that book dead last. So I feel like I'm going to finish The Wedding People and then I'm going to read The Compound. So far in The Wedding People, I'm liking it. I'm really liking it. I'm thinking about this 1-star review that I saw on Goodreads. And I feel like when I see certain people say certain things about certain books, I'm like, did you really read it? Because there's certain things they were complaining about and I'm reading the book, I'm like, you weren't really reading the book. Like, no shade. You were not really reading the book, because I feel like if you were really reading the book, you would see the certain things that you said were answered in the book. Just saying. Oh man, I got jelly on my pants. Yo, how did I manage to get jelly from this jelly donut everywhere? Like I got jelly. Back to the book. So I'm on 180 pages into this book. I'm up to what day of the week it is. We're on Thursday. This is the bachelorette party. We didn't even get to the wedding yet, but the girl's wedding, Lila, is a whole week, so it makes sense. I don't know, I like the relationship that's going between Lila and Phoebe, like them just feeling like they're safe spaces for each other to like really express themselves, and like Phoebe noticing that like Lila reminds her of the old version of herself, and like Phoebe just kind of understanding like the world that she was in at home. She was just so surrounded by darkness because of all those bad things that were happening into her life, and just understanding that that doesn't have to be everything, and it doesn't have to define her entire life. And kind of listening to what her therapist said and kind of just take it in now, like, oh, every time I'm told the world want to go into chaos outside. Am I a joke? Everybody want to commit crime when I gotta talk about something. But yeah, she just seemed like that my life was sucky, but that doesn't have to be the definition of my life. And just being, you know, just her eyes opening while being on this trip. And I feel like that's what she needed. She needed that gateway, even though that was not her initial point of coming to this place. But I don't know, like meeting Lila, even though it was like literally like one day, but I don't know, just like needing that reassurance, like, you know what, my life is in utter turmoil, but I want to do what I can to change it. Like, I want to come out of here a different person. I don't want to be the same Phoebe that I came into this hotel being. And just kind of just like subconsciously like taking notes of like just different things that she wants to do if she potentially goes back to where she was, you know, thinking she wants to go back and be a adjudicant. I think that's what she's called in her university she works at. Do I want to continue doing that? Do I want to continue working on the book that I was writing about Jane Eyre? Like, just do I want to get a dog? Because her and her husband always talk about getting a dog, but then she's like, maybe I do want a dog to help me go outside and be productive. And I love that for her, because as a person who went through depression and, you know, really bad, it's just, you know, this book is kind of therapeutic, not even gonna lie, because just hearing her inner thoughts about her depression kind of just like makes me feel like, girl, I know exactly how you felt. And, you know, just slowly just seeing that, like, that subtle light at the end of that very dark tunnel of depression, that it is possible. You're always going to be in and out of like, oh, my life really does not feel that great, but, you know. And then just her talking to Lila and, you know, standing up for herself and just slowly going out of the old version of herself. It's just amazing to see. And I feel bad for Lila, because I just feel like they're connecting because they feel like they're two lonely people, even though like Phoebe is actually really lonely. She really doesn't really have anybody. And then Lila has all these people around her, but then actually she is still completely lonely, because she just feels like she's putting on a facade of being around all these people. And for the sake of like, they're all part of her wedding party, her, you know, friends that she knew for a long time, and just keeping them around for history. You know, these people that she's going to be marrying to via family wise, even though she doesn't really care for them. And she feels like the only person she could talk to is Phoebe about all this, because Phoebe's completely has nothing to do with them. Like, she's just a person that has accidentally got into this hotel during this girl's wedding week. It feels like it was just destiny, like it was meant to happen for them two to meet and talk to each other and help each other in their two different trying times of their life. Like, Phoebe's going through kind of the worst part of her life right now, and as you know, Lila's supposed to be going through her best part of her life, which is getting married, and she feels like she still is feeling this crumbling sadness of still not feel like she's not fully accepted by like her sister-in-law, her new stepdaughter. So that's what's going on so far in these 100 and something pages, and I'm really like, yeah, I feel like this is definitely gonna be like, I feel like it's gonna definitely be like a 4.75 read for me. It potentially could go to a 5, because I'm really enjoying it. Like, if I'm really having a good time, it will be a 5. Like, I'm not even gonna cap to you. I'm like, oh, 4.75 to be nice. Like, I feel like I'm really enjoying this book. I have not wanted to put it down every time I read it, so I definitely feel like it's going to be a 5-star read for me. I did finish this other book yesterday that my brother, you know how boys that play video games, y'all seen those memes and stuff? Yeah, that's me right now. I did finish yesterday When You Give a Single Dad a Nanny. I just finished that yesterday. I gave that one a 3.5. The reason I gave it a 3.5 is because literally I started that book all the way back in April, and I just finished it yesterday. Like, I completely stopped. Like, I was into it, and then I just started reading other books, and then I forgot that book. So that's why I gave it 3.5, because I'm like, clearly it did not keep my attention long enough. Like, it did, but I completely just got sidetracked by other books, especially my Kindle Unlimited. Right now, I'm not adding no more books to my Kindle Unlimited until I finish the books that I did start. Like, I'm like 60-something% in. I'm like, girl, just finish them. And when I finish them, I do end up liking it. Like, this one I did end up liking. Like, I did tear up at one part in the book. And it got very spicy towards the end when they finally like confirmed their feelings for each other and wanted to be in a relationship, and they get freaky at that one point. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I just felt like now that they're in a relationship, now it's like, oh, well, now we're gonna boom boom shebang bang as much as we can. And I'm like, okay. But I don't know, I just her having, sorry, I feel like something I do like is the found family that the female lead in that book, what's her name? I don't remember her name. See, can't even remember the people's names in the book. But the female lead got a found family because her parents weren't really the best people, and I feel bad for her because she's still like holding on to hope that her parents would eventually like change. But you know, that's just something that she has to like bear to get through. And I just like how much the male lead was there for her, and like the mom, oh my god, the one scene in this book where I was gonna drop that book or give it like a 1 star if that author would have went that path, but the mom was the real MVP and was like, I don't think so, you're not gonna do that to her. And I was like, period. Like, I don't want to spoil it because like I don't know if you're ever gonna read it, but if anybody ever wants to read it, I don't want to spoil it. But the mom was so real to be like, no, you're not gonna do that. So when Arthur didn't go that route, I was like, okay. Thank God, because if the Arthur would have did that, I would have really been like, you not for real. In the big 2025, even though the book I don't think came out in 2025, but that's not the point. But yes, that is all I want to talk about. I've been enjoying going to museums. Yesterday I went to the Whitney for the first time, as you saw. It's a very short museum, so like if you just want to do something like kind of like a quick, you know, solo thing or something, I feel like the Whitney is the perfect place to go to. Even the Morgan Library and Museum, very quick expeditions as well. I feel like those two things you can literally do in the same day, even though they're a bit of distance from each other, but I feel like definitely you can do both in one day because they're pretty short, but they still were very, very nice. I still enjoyed the works that I saw, and I had a nice time sitting by the pier on Greenwich and reading my book. It was very peaceful and relaxing yesterday. Yesterday was a bit warmer because it was sunnier yesterday. Then today was a bit colder because it was a bit cloudier, and then tomorrow's supposed to rain. So I'm popping out the cowboy boots. For tomorrow. And I might wear a cardigan because today I was a bit chilly, and I get chilly very easily. I am anemic, so I get chilly very easily. And the 2 exhibits I saw today were very, very nice. I've never read a Jane Austen book before, so I feel like that's something I want to do, but I don't know if I want to force myself to read it just to feel like, am I missing out on something? Because like I've never seen the movies either. I think I briefly saw Pride and Prejudice Zombies. But I've never seen like the other renditions of Pride and Prejudice. I've never read Emma, never seen the 2 renditions of Emma. I remember the one with Anna Taylor-Johnson. Anna Taylor, forgot her last name. I know she is in the newest remake of Emma that came out, I think like 2 years ago, I think. But never seen it, probably won't. I don't know, Regency or like historical book like shows is not really my thing, even though I do kind of want to watch The Gilded Age because I was watching like the second to last episode of the season and I was kind of into it. Like I was kind of gagged. So I don't know, I might get into Gilded Age, but school's about to start, so I was like, oh, and then the other exhibit that's in that museum, the Morgan Library Museum, oh my god, it was like a photographer that I had learned about in my photography class that I just recently had last spring. And I'm like, it started after the class was already over, and I was like, dang, if it would have still been around, I was something that I would have told my photographer to like let us go visit, because literally we was learning about that particular photographer. She's a female photographer. So yeah, but I got to see some of the photography that she showed in the class there live in person, so I took some pictures. I'll just show. No, you saw them? No, I didn't sell them. I didn't videotape them. I'll show them on the screen. And it was really exciting to see them in person, because I was like, oh my god, I remember learning about it in class and then seeing it in person. I think that's one of my favorite things, is like when I go to certain museums and I see artworks that I learned in my art classes, it's kind of like, oh my god, I learned about you and now you're in my face. This is so great. It's like a good 360 moment. But I'm done chit-chatting. I'm probably potentially gonna go to the Frick tomorrow because I get it for free as being a CUNY student. So I think I'm gonna go there tomorrow. I still want to go to Museum of Natural History, but it's like, girl, It's $20. Because you can do pay as you wish, but you don't get access to everything. And the one thing that I want to get access to, I'll have to pay $20 to go see. So we're gonna wait that out. But I do want to see it soon. And I also still want to go to the Museum of Moving Images too. I still want to go to that. I still want to see that Jim Henson exhibit. It's just Queens is so damn complicated. But let me officially stop chit-chatting so that I can go eat because I am very hungry right now. So see you on the flip side. I'm seeing y'all mañana. Hi people on my phone. It's another day, so it's another day. Slay. I don't know what I was trying to say. Honestly, I just had to think of something. But anyway, I am putting primer on my face and I'm about to go outside. Not for what I originally had planned. I still haven't been to the frick yet. I might go tomorrow. It is gonna be a bit sunnier tomorrow and nicer since it's so more looking for where we're going tomorrow. I'm trying to go to the pool Saturday because it's supposed to look like the last like hot day of the summer season. So I'm trying to grab it, get my last, you know, tan on for the season. I'm trying to go to Rye Playland again because I want some funnel cake one last time before, you know, like I said, the summer season's over and I can't get funnel cake till next year. I haven't had funnel cake since the 4th of July. I need it one last time. One last time. So anyways, I finished The Wedding People last night at like 3 in the morning, I think it was. Because I didn't have that much pages up. I literally had like 60 something. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to finish it tonight. I stay up late anyway. Let me just finish it. So that's exactly what I did, and I enjoyed the ending. I enjoyed the rest of the book. I gave it 5 stars, and I had a grand old time reading the book. Like I said, I couldn't put it down. Every time I read it, it just was, it was fun, start to finish. Phoebe, I wish her all the best in life because she 100% deserves nothing but the best in life. Her ex-husband be trying it, like, sir, it was sweet and all what you did, I guess, but it doesn't excuse what you've done. And I'm happy that she you know, she stood her ground against him, and she stood her, you know, she stayed 10 toes down. Like, no, we're not gonna get back together. Like, you did what you did, you know, regardless of what your reasoning, it doesn't make what you did any better. This book really solidifies why communication is so key. Like, literally, this book solidifies why communication is so key. Because a lot of these characters, if they would have communicated more amongst each other, certain things would have never happened. You gotta read the book to understand what I'm saying. Or if you read the book, you would know exactly what I mean. It just really boils down to, like, why communication is so important. And why people should communicate to each other. When people say communication is key, they are absolutely right, because this book proves exactly why communication is so important. Because among friends, you know, among partners, like, talk to each other, even if you feel like it's gonna be a hard discussion, you know, it just needs to be done. And a lot of things could have been prevented if communication would have freaking happened. Like, I'm like sitting here reading this book, like, y'all is too grown in this book to be acting the way y'all act. Because what gags me is everybody would tell Phoebe how they really feel about a certain situation. Like, Phoebe was like everybody's like therapist, you know, a person to go to when they feel a certain type of way of another character in the book, but they'll never directly tell that character how they feel. They'll just tell Phoebe, and they'll just be so comfortable to tell Phoebe exactly how they feel. I think because she was such a neutral party, like, she's not really close connected to any of these people. She doesn't know any of these people. She just happens to be there at the right time or wrong time, whatever you want to categorize it as, because she just booked this trip because she wanted to off herself. And she didn't end up doing it. And now she's everybody's goddamn therapist or listener, because everybody doesn't want to talk to one another how they exactly feel. So they're just going to her because, like I said, she's a neutral party. She doesn't really have any kind of close connection to any of these people because she's, you know, she's not part of the wedding. So they're like, I can go to this lady and just tell her everything that I want to say to this other person that I just don't want to tell this other person. And it's just like, no. And the thing is, Phoebe would think to herself, like, these people would just tell each other this. And I'm like, so freaking tea. But I love the way it ended. It was just like, she's kind of just like off to this new journey of like living in her new version of herself that she discovered on this trip. And like the person that she came when she entered this hotel and the person she is when she left is completely two different people. And I'm just really happy for her. And I'm just like, if she was a real person, I'd just be like, I wish Girly Pop all the best in her new journey. Like, and not gonna lie, this book was kind of therapeutic for me as well, as a person who suffered through depression really bad. And just seeing like her enjoying certain things about life that, you know, just like the little things, and just discovering new things that she looks forward to in her new version of living. It's kind of just like how I felt at one point, where I was like slowly coming out of my darkness and just seeing like there's so much beauty in this world beyond outside of what I've been feeling, and I'm ready to explore more of that. And it's just like, is this play about me? It was just really nice. And so I 10/10 recommend this book to anybody. Like I said, there is triggers in there, but I still 100%, I still 100% enjoyed it, and I feel like you all will enjoy it too. So the next book I'm gonna read is The Compound. I did tell you that I'm gonna read that next before I read that other novel of a book. So The Compound is thinner than Wedding People. It feels thinner than Wedding People. I don't know if it's shorter or the same amount. Let me see. Like, the Wedding People is thicker. Yeah. The Wedding People was 368 pages. No, I lied. It was 363 pages, and then too far back. And then The Compound. Oh, let's see. It's 287. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely shorter than. Yeah, I could definitely rip that book out I'm a slow reader, as y'all can clearly see in my read-alongs that I do with you guys. I'm a slow reader. Like, I read slow, but it's because I'm trying to like really get every word and make sure that I'm not reading any word wrong. I think it's because, you know, growing up in school, you know, you had to read in front of the, and you still do in some of my other classes, like, oh, so and so, you want to read a page in the book? So I don't like to read fast, because when I read fast, I end up like saying a word wrong. I want to be able to like, if there's a word that I don't 100% know how to pronounce, I'll just like be able to sound it out. So yeah, I don't want to be able to say a word wrong. So that's why I read fundamentally slower. So I know this is like one of my favorite highlighters from ColourPop. I don't think they even make highlights anymore, because I went on ColourPop and I did not see highlights. This is one of my favorite ones, might be, and I don't think they make that anymore, so I'm trying to be very scarce with it. See how fast this makeup is like already done? Like, yeah, I love this makeup that I do now. It's so quick. Like, oh. But yeah, that is basically me reading and my thoughts on The Wedding People. Obviously, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil anything for people that haven't read it or that are looking to read it. So I'll just tell you like, oh, how I felt about certain parts, but not really giving much away. It's kind of like, I don't even know what you're talking about, girl. And it's like, exactly, because you need to read it to understand. You won't know what I'm talking about until you read it. So go get it. So definitely give me a book that I'll be adding to my personal library, because any books that I fundamentally enjoy that they gave a 5-star, maybe a 4-star, you're going into my personal library. That's just the way it is. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed my little review, and I will see y'all on the flip side.